Show. This what you looking for. Don't say I ain't never put you on, cause you didn't know that. It's the Shabach Show. You know how it goes. If you don't know, now you're gonna know, cause you tune in to the only Shabach Show. It's what you came from. Education and entertainment all just for you. It's the Shabach Show. Why you stuck on 25? We reporting live from the phone, just to let you know that it's the Shabach Show. Shabach Show. Just for you, it's the Shabach Show. Why you stuck on 25? We reporting live from the phone, just to let you know that it's the Shabach Show. It's the Shabach Show. Just for you, it's the Shabach Show. Why you stuck on 25? We reporting live from the phone, just to let you know that it's the Shabach Show. It's the Shabach Show. Just for you, it's the Shabach Show. Why you stuck on 25? We reporting live from the phone, just to let you know that it's the Shabach Show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the Shabach Show.
What's good, people? It's your man D Shabach, and you're tuned into the D Shabach Show, where every episode we are going to talk about life in a positive and productive way. Still figuring out what the catch line is going to be. It's the variety show, if anything, where we talk about topics from social to political things, where we're talking about funny, just life, practical, relatable things. So yeah. I feel good. It is day 2 of officially starting with this stream. I am figuring it out as I'm going along, right? So you're going to be seeing some changes, some upgrades and everything. Trying to figure out the audio. So soon I will be able to monitor the audio to make sure everything's good as I'm live and everything. But right now we're just taking it as we go. But I am feeling good. Everything is good. Chat's looking good. We got Twitch, we got YouTube, and then we got TikTok Live over here. Eventually, TikTok Live is going to be integrated into the professional setup. Today is Wednesday. What is it? February the 25th. So this month is almost over. I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm kind of scared. The day feels short, the weeks feel shorter, and the months are just wrapping on up, right? I'm like, we are about to hop into March. I'm like, they say that you're supposed to divide the year into quarters, so I'm almost at the end of the first quarter of the year. It's scary, but I feel good. I feel good because I am accomplishing some things on my list. I'm starting. So this show is one of the many things that I'm trying to do. Another thing I'm about to start doing is doing events in my city, ATL Fofo, to create and foster some community for people between the ages of 25 to 35. Now, I'm 25 years old. So trying to foster community for the older folks is difficult to do on my own. So I'm going to be needing some of y'all's help. I'm be needing some of my uncles and, even my parents' help to be able to host events for the 35 and up, 36 and up, 37 and up, But that is one of the things I'm trying to do this year as far as doing more local events. Because I was doing it probably about 2 years ago. I took a break just because of life, people don't realize how much it takes to do events. The amount of money that you got to spend, right? You got to rent places. I'm not fortunate enough to have this mansion to host all my events at yet. That's soon to come. But so you got to rent places or collaborate with people who will be willing to let you use their venue. You have to do the planning. The planning is probably the most difficult part. Planning events, trying to plan what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, when we're going to do it, and with who we're going to do it. Man, everybody and their mama thinks that it's so easy, and it's not. Planning events is very difficult. And so one of the things I plan to do is hopefully next week, starting to go bowling and skating and doing all these different events. So I'll be posting that on social media. Another thing I've been doing, obviously, is the show. But the show is supposed to do more than just be something for you to watch. It's supposed to create community. I am wanting to create community in a way that I've seen the Joe Budden podcast, Joe Rogan, and Candace Owens, and the like all these poor girls podcasts. It's the 2 girls, I forgot their name, Shannon Sharp. All of these people have created community with people where in the chat, online, they feel good, they feel connected with who they are watching. And so that's the bigger goal to this show, is to create community with people who feel like, what, I like what Shabach is doing, I like what he is talking about, I want to see more of this. And so I appreciate the likes. So I'm trying to embrace this. I'm trying to embrace this and not feel, what's it called? Imposter syndrome. That's right there. Imposter syndrome is probably the thing that beats me up the most, because you go through life being constantly told what you can do and what you can't do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what somebody else would or would not do. And for someone like myself who tries to be someone who's constantly learning, who's constantly bettering themselves, who is not stubborn, who's trying to take in the criticism and figure out what I can do to be better, it's difficult. It's difficult sometimes to feel like, oh, I am a content creator. I am a music producer. I am a filmmaker. I am a host. I am an event coordinator. And so too much control, not enough guidance. Yeah, no, I feel that. And so trying to navigate all of these different things is a lot, but you create systems. I am someone who loves a good system. I even love rules. I'll be honest with y'all. I love rules. You want to know why I love rules? Because I know how to break them. So what happens is you learn these rules, so you're able to figure out how you can get around it. So if I know that I got to go 65 miles per hour, that's the speed limit. All right, cool. Let me go about 75. So at least when I see GSP, I know to slow it down to 65. You see what I'm saying? But if I don't know the speed limit, if I don't know the rule, I could be thinking, I'm going the speed limit and it's 70 and the cop pulled me over. So the point is, I love systems because even though I don't follow them every day, I know where to fall back to. And quite frankly, that can preach when we talk about Christianity, religion, and morality, and all these different things. But yeah, hopefully next year, I will be starting some of my initiatives for the community. Right now, I'm trying to build a personal brand, Shabach the creator, and I'm trying to build a personal brand, so therefore people who I want to collaborate with, it makes it easier for them to sign off, to say okay, because they say, hey, we see what you've done online and with your events, we want that over here. And so a lot of people, they get into this content creation space, they get into this doing social media space merely to make money or to get clout and fame. Do I want money? Yes. Do I want clout and fame? Yes. But there's a reason. I am trying to do all of this to merely pour back into the community, and not on some politician BS type thing. But when I get the money, I want to be able to literally take that and invest it back into programs that is going to be able to help kids like myself when I was younger. I was fortunate enough to have mentors and people around me, my parents, to kind of guide me into certain avenues to figure out what I like and what I don't like. A lot of other kids are not fortunate, enough for that. Not fortunate enough to have that. And so to be able to have people like myself and other like-minded people who actually care about the community, who care about our community, our black people, okay? I want to be clear. Do I want to reach other communities? Yes, I do. But I'm black. And my black community comes first with what I want to do, as far as with the seeds that I want to sow, So I'm feeling good. It is Wednesday. I'm really just ready for the week to be over with. You want to know why? Because Friday's payday. Man, it's something like on the day you get paid, half of the check is gone. Where'd it go? I don't know. Just bills and things, and so we're trying to navigate. I think they say most Americans are living check to check. I feel that. And so that is one of the reasons why I'm trying to do this. I'm like, listen, I need multiple streams of income. One of my favorite content creators or influencers, Leo Skeppy. And his videos, he'd be like, hello. He's so funny. But I love where he's just chilling. He's just lounging around the house. He's like, I guess I'll go do some work. Yeah, I'm like, yes, that's exactly where I'm trying to get to. I want to get to the point where I'm like, you know what? I guess I'll go make some money today. But I also, speaking of Leo Skeppy, shout out to him. He has been doing the same things that I'm trying to do, right? He has partnered with different programs to help give money to kids in school who need money for lunch. And so it's initiatives like that I'm trying to do. So when people ask me what's the main goal of all of this, it's to pour back into the community, because I don't want this by myself. I need the next generation. I need my generation, and even the generations that came before me to be able to help and make some impact. But we're gonna shift into the topic of the day. Topic of the day: are dating apps good or bad? Are dating apps good or bad? I think everybody and their mama on social media has constantly asked this question, right? If you single, hopefully you only using it if you single. But if you are single, you have probably thought about, or you already have used dating apps. My experience has been interesting. And I would say at first you think that you're alone with these experiences. Until things like this, social media, when people are like, you know what, I feel the same way. What we should say, Bree? It can be good, but it's saturated with people who have bad intentions. Oh, yes. So I know Tinder was one of the apps that was known for hooking up, right? If you wanted to hook up, you hook up on that app. And then a lot of the other apps started becoming like that. Then you have apps like Hinge or the Christian dating apps that try to say, you know what? We are not that type of app. This is the app that's meant to be deleted. This is the app that's going to create connections and love. And it still be the same things. Now, here's the thing. You can't fault people too much because it's in our human nature to hook up with each other. It's in our human nature that when we meet someone that we may not fully be attracted to, or that when we meet someone that we're like, I don't see you being a future spouse, that you're like, but I could smash. It's in our human nature. And a lot of that, you are relying on morality. You are relying on people to be morally straight, morally focused, to say, no, I pledge my purity, flag, whatever allegiance. I take the vow of purity. Speaking of, so I'm a pastor's kid, and ended up taking the vow of purity thing, whatever it's called, when I was probably about 7 or 8. It was popular back then. I don't suggest for kids to do that now. No. And that'll be another topic for another day. But a lot of people are on these apps to hook up. But then there are some people like myself. Now I'm not gonna cap. Trust me. It's very tempting. Have I failed for it a few times? Yes. It's very tempting to not just hook up. But as someone like myself who actually cares to meet the love of his life, and then if you're not supposed to be the love of my life, then at least we can have some type of connection, see where it goes. And then, okay, cool. If we can't see where it goes, then at least we could be friends and just collaborate. And so there are pros and cons to this whole dating apps. Now, let's dive into this. Some people don't respect boundaries, though. It's frightening. Yeah. Now, I agree with you, Bree. That's one of the reasons why I as a woman, this was Bree who said that women probably have the most difficult on the dating apps because you're looking for love, but you don't know if a guy is just looking for lust, And for women, between SA and all these other things, it could be a dangerous journey. And so sometimes you're not able to tell the motive of a guy or just a person, even if you're dating other women. You're not able to tell the motive of a person sometimes until it's too late. But for me, I definitely do feel like that there are cons and pros to dating. I think, let's start off with the positive. One of the pros is that you're able to meet people that you would have never met in person, right? I live in Decatur, where it's greater, apparently. And that is where I live. This is the neighborhood. This is the area in which I live. In Atlanta, there is Atlanta, which is separate from Decatur. There is College Park, Forest Park, Fayetteville, Snellville, Smyrna, Cobb. Like, you got all of these cities, and that's literally just a few. So I can only meet the women who are at my grocery store, who are at the gym, who are at the church that I'm going to in my neighborhood. But the dating apps allow you to meet people who are across the city. Now, I think that this is a pro. I think that it's good sometimes because there may not be a girl who I meet in person who's interested in me and who I'm interested in my little bubble. But there may be a young lady who's on the other side of town who's interested in me and I'm interested in. And so it gives you the opportunity to meet people who are across the city or even across your state. Now, granted, you got to at least be in 50 miles. I'm not about to be driving across the state just to come see you. You know, I know some people, some people, this is another pro. Some people use the dating apps to long distance date. I can never. Okay, have I talked to women out of the state? Absolutely. But actually dating, being in a whole relationship, and I can't touch, hold, feel you. I can't do things with you besides just record and FaceTime and talk on the phone. No. But for someone, that is definitely a pro. I would say another pro is you're able to be efficient, right? It is sometimes difficult. I went to a singles event. I probably should make a post about this. So I went to a singles event. Long distance is too much. What you say, Bree? Long distance. Oh, yes. Long distance is definitely too much for emotions. For me, yeah, listen. I don't know for somebody else, but for me, I can't do long distance. But I went to this singles event probably about a few weeks ago now. It was at church. And it was okay. Like, there are things that they did at the event that was good, where they did they had some people to come onto the stage and do a little activity, so it was a little entertaining. And then they had some breakout sessions where the men and women were getting fed into on some tips and things and what you should look for. But then there was the after party. And I really thought that the after party was going to be a little bit more jumping. More specifically, I thought that there was going to be activities and games kind of curated to the singles getting to know each other. And it low-key feels like they were trying to do that. I heard them saying something like, we're about to do a speed dating thing. But it never got to that. So it felt like middle school, high school dance all over again. You had all these people, men on this side, women on this side, right? And so the extroverted people, they were the ones that went talking to each other. And then you had the more introverted people who were just kind of just chilling on the wall. And so I'm an ambivert. So depending on the situation, depends on which side I lean to. My dad is an extrovert. My mother is an introvert. And even them, sometimes they lean towards the other, depending. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and talk and try to meet and greet. But I only talked to 3 women. And four, maybe 5 women. 3 of them were out of the age range, right? And even the one who was in age range, she had kids. And I was like, nah, I can't do a woman with kids. I'm too young. If I was older, maybe. And then there are 2 who I'm like, all right, cool. They were in my age range. They ain't got kids and everything. But I followed up, never heard back from one of them. And the other one, it just nothing ever happened with it. And so there was probably at least 600 women, right, at this event. And I only talked to 5. Do you know how crazy that is? You go to an event. Mara said, what's the topic? The topic is, are dating apps good or bad? So I go to this event with 600 women and only able to talk to 5. That's crazy. Now, could one of those 5 women have been my future wife? Absolutely. But it's not that efficient. And this is one of the pros with dating apps. It is efficient. You are able to match with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people if you want, depending on the app, right? Just within one day. Right? And if you like 200 accounts, you may get 50 back. You may get even 10 back, right? So I do think that dating apps can be efficient. Mara said depends. Yeah, I agree. It depends. Now, pros, we got meeting people meeting people that you probably would never met in person. We have is more efficient. Now, here are the cons. Too many options. And actually, Bree said one of the cons earlier. Even on dating apps, people don't know how to properly talk to someone. Yes. So now I would say that's actually another con, Bree. Dating apps have kind of taken away the fun out of meeting people, right? So back in the day, you used to see a young lady, you go up to her, chat it up, you gotta try to get some charm or whatever. And maybe if whether it's school, work, right, you may be able to have a few days to be able to talk to her and charm her and etc. But nowadays, everything's just about what you want, what you want. No one knows how to talk in person. I'm someone who try to be social. And sometimes, ladies, y'all are weird. Or I would give you the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes y'all are awkward. Because it's like, talk. I'm like, it feels like high school all over again. I don't know if y'all experienced this, but I had this one girl in high school who she wouldn't talk to me in person for the love of God. But on text, on Snapchat, firing off. And I'm like, yo, we have lost the ability to communicate with each other in person, lost the ability to flirt in person, lost the ability to navigate, to dance. It's something about dancing with someone in person, and I mean flirting. So one of the cons is that you have too many options, right? Like I said, as nice as it is to have 100, 200, 300 people that you can like in one night, it's also too many options. Because then what happens, I don't actually get a chance to know you. I'm just getting a chance to know your face. And now I got to figure out what joke, what intro thing I can say to get your attention. And to then, not only do I have to get your attention, I got to keep your attention. Because once you done match with me, you done match with 20 other people. And so now I get down the roster, right? So now I got to keep getting your attention because it's too many options, And then one of the cons to the too many options, women are beautiful. And I'm sure women feel the same about men. I don't, right? But I'm sure women feel the same about men. If you are attracted, whoever you're attracted to, you find them to be attractive. But one of the things I realize, there are different types of attractions. You will be attracted to a short girl, to a tall girl, to a light-skinned girl, a dark-skinned girl, curly head, straight head, short, long hair, thick, slim, all of these type of women. So then now you're like, oh shoot, well, I don't know. So you got too many options in front of you. It's kind of like being on that road, that strip. They got McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, Burger King, got all the restaurants. And unless you got a favorite, which they call a type, unless you got a type, you overwhelmed. You like, man, I can have all of this? It's a buffet out here. I remember high school, we would be driving from Summer Hill to West Midtown to go to my school. And we'll have to drive through Georgia State. And if anybody has been to Georgia State or at least has seen the campus, you see how it's like integrated into downtown. And by the library, there's this particular spot that everybody in between classes, everybody be walking through. And man, all through high school, I'm like, I'm going to Georgia State. Shoot. But it was too many options. Yeah, go Panthers. And so it was too many options. And so I'm like, I thought that's what I wanted. Until you pull up on campus and you're like, Jesus, I get to have all of this? No, you don't. That's the thing. Because if you try to have all of it, you won't have anything, right? It's the quantity over the quality thing, right? You want quantity or you want quality, not quantity. So another con is some people are weird. I'll be honest. Kind of mentioned this with Bree's comment. Some people are just simply weird. So what happens is that people are not self-reflective. People don't realize how they're coming across as weird. And I think dating apps, people have always potentially been weird, but I think dating apps have amplified it, right? So one of the things I've learned within the past 10 years, from being 15 to 25, is how to talk to women. You figure out what women want to hear in a good way, what women don't want to hear, right? You figure out how not to be so much of a misogynist. You figure out how to help women, how to support women, but more specifically, you figure out how to be charismatic, how to have some charisma, how to have some charm. And I think dating apps have taken that away from men and women. I've seen it on both sides. Men who don't know how to properly engage in conversations, right, with women. And granted, I'm not the best, but I've learned and picked up things over time. So therefore, cool, this is what you say, what you don't do. But I've seen it with women where women don't know how to have conversations with men. Women are depending on men to make the conversation. Sweetie, this is not the show. If I wanted you on the show, I'll bring you on the show. But right now we are trying to date. We're trying to match to see if we're compatible. Ask me some questions. And it's easy for people to be like, oh, she just wasn't interested. She was, apparently, if she matched. I've always been approached by older, desperate men. I've heard that. Older, desperate men. Yeah, the creepy old guy. But yeah, it can sometimes be very weird. There's no other way I can put it. When you're interacting with people online who don't have good interactions. Now, granted, I know I've come across as weird online, and I realize that I am better in person, right? I do better with having in-person conversations, similar to how I'm doing right now, right? Where we're chatting, we're having a conversation. And so you have to know your strengths, right? That's one of the reasons why I love sending voice memos, right? Because on text, you may not be able to read the sarcasm. You may not be able to read the humor, but at least on a voice memo, phone call, video chat, or in person, is where you find sometimes these genuine connections. I think as we wrap up this topic of the day, another con is people become pen pals. I got too many pen pals. I can talk to anyone in California, in China, or in space. I can talk to God. I don't need pen pals. I need some real life friends. So there are people who will be like, oh, I got to get to know you first. Okay, like you mean like a day or two? No, more like a month or so. Have a good one. God bless you. Hope you find your husband. I ain't it. Because what I need is for us to chat a little bit on text just to see if we got something. There's some type of spark. There's something. And then we bring that in person within a week, right? So I try to be upfront. Hey, within a week time of us matching on this app, we need to meet in person to see. Because I get it, why some people are apprehensive, somewhat what Bree said, where you are nervous for safety and everything. But sometimes you got to take that chance. Girl, if we got to meet at the police station, we just sit right there in the police lobby and we just sit chat, do what you got to do to feel safe, but also at the same time to bring it into reality. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I want y'all's opinion. What are your cons and pros when it comes to dating apps? Have you used dating apps? Have you, used them and then got off of them and then used them again and got off? It's this constant cycle. And then the dating apps that you got to pay for, those be the ones that piss me off the most. If you told me that, I would not. Yes. You hold on, Mark. Are you saying if I said within a week that you wouldn't come? That's crazy. But dating apps that you got to pay for, I'm like, dude, it's already a lot. I already got to pay for the date. Once I go on a date, I got to spend money just to get the date. Oh, you got to be kidding me. At this point, let me join one of the running clubs, okay? let me join one of these community things, which is what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to start. It would feel like pressure. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Sometimes pressure is a good thing. And that's part of the point. Dating apps, I think, have made us a little too comfortable. We need that pressure, I'll be honest. I been talking to some young ladies, and some of them are like, so what's going on? What we doing? You got to be intentional with me. I'm like, oh, yes, ma'am. Got you. Okay. All right, be intentional. You've used dating apps before, you deleted your account through your experience. Yeah. I think this is where also it comes down to what you personally need or gravitate towards. But Mars said you like to go with the flow. I agree, but where are we flowing? Okay? You know, the Mississippi River goes from the bottom to the top of the country. If you trying to go over here or over there, that ain't my flow. You know, so I think we can flow if we're flowing together. But let's move on to That's Hilarious segment. There's this guy. I'm sorry, TikTok. Soon y'all going to be able to see it. Mars said you like to meet up and build up. I agree. Yes. Want the meetup to be a build up. So I think if you're building it up over a course of a week, you know, I don't know, a week. But TikTok, I'm gonna try to show y'all the video. Let me see. Can I flip this thing? How do you flip the camera on here? I saw it before. I seen somebody do it. Do you swipe? Let me see. Nope, that's light. Swipe up. I don't know how to do it. But yes, you got to be strict. This is a strict program over here. But for those of y'all who are on Twitch and on YouTube, let's watch this hilarious video. This is a guy who goes around booting people. If you in Atlanta, you said go to settings. Let me see. All right, so settings, flip camera. Okay. Yep, there we go. Look at you, Bree. I appreciate you, Bree. All right. Let's pull it out like that. And then we're going to put y'all right here. See, this is one of the things that comes with doing the live show. Anyway, this guy right here, he's been booting people in Atlanta, and it's funny. Just watch it.
Get this shit out of here!
What's going on, man? Yes, ma'am.
I literally just walked in there to pick up an order for DoorDash.
I don't give a shit what you did. I don't care.
No parking or idling at any time. You're right in front of the sign, man. So it's gonna be $75 to get the boots
I
off.
cannot do that. I don't even have $75, and on top of that, I feel you. My apologies, but I can't do that. I
Okay,
literally
so
was just
here you are,
in there.
ma'am. You just call this number on the
No,
sticker
I'm
when
not.
you're ready.
No.
No, I gotta get out of here.
But it's gonna be $75 to get the boots
No,
off.
I'm not paying for that shit.
I'm like, I'm leaving here with something.
Okay, ma'am. You don't have to. I'm not making you.
That's not, dude. I'm only making a few dollars for this order.
I got.
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel her because I've done the Uber Eats. I've done the Uber Eats thing before, and man, I've been to that particular. So this is Colony Square, I think is where she's at, and yeah, you either gotta park in the parking lot downstairs. You gotta park in the parking lot downstairs that you gotta pay for. Now, granted, I think if you at least gotta get a ticket, but I think if you're like less than 5 minutes, you don't have to pay. But boy, oh boy, when this Uber Eats thing is just $10, oh, I'll be pissed too. So I gotta pay $75. I'm trying to make $75 tonight, and I gotta pay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I'm trying to make $75 just tonight, and you telling me off of one trip that's just giving me $10. Ah, I'll be pissed too.
Got you.
$75?
Yes, ma'am.
You
You're
don't
not in
even
the
take
picture.
my fucking tag.
I do.
You better get the fuck out of here.
Why are you so angry?
First of all, ain't nothing wrong with me. Secondly, I'm not angry. Okay? I'm not angry.
Okay.
You son of a bitch.
All right. Sit there right there.
Get this shit out of here.
Okay. And she can get rained on. Ooh.
Man, his car always be dirty. I don't know if y'all peep that. If y'all watch him, his car is always dirty. That man, I cannot tell you how many times I probably gotten 5 boots within my whole time of driving, which has been probably about 4 years. I've gotten about 5 boots. You pull up into oh my God. So I know one time there was an apartment complex that I was at visiting a friend, and they were like, "It's cool. It's cool. It's fine." Yeah, no, you don't have to. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. They typically don't. After that, I was like, what's the parking situation? No, I'm paying for this thing. It $10 versus $75. All right, let me just go ahead and pay this $10 real quick. Jesus. Man, but y'all follow this dude. His I Control the Traffic 6. He's hilarious. But all right, we're about to move on to our next topic. Well, not topic, segment. Thank you. Next segment is the commentary. Now, this is a funny little topic. I've seen this conversation before. I haven't really seen it that popular, but I've seen some people. Some people they agree with this.
You, even though we're not in a romantic relationship. Still a man, so there are things that I expect from you even though we're not in a romantic relationship. Number one, if you are in the car with me while I'm getting gas, you are pumping my gas. I also expect you to put me on the correct side of the sidewalk. Number three, you are the DDH, designated door holder. Why would I be opening the door? You are a man. I don't expect you to cover anything financially, and I don't expect you to carry my bags if we go shopping, although that one pains me and it took a lot of growth.
It's like the standards to date is increasing. Now she's saying the standards just to be your friend is increasing. Every day you wake up, it's like another responsibility put on your shoulders. They want to be treated like a girl. You not my girl, bro. I'm gonna treat you like what you are. So if I give you all these privileges, what do I have left to give my shorty now?
It's very interesting how men, when we're in relationships, we have to do husband duties. Now we got homeboy duties. Why we keep having duties and responsibilities and they're hidden behind gender roles?
Yeah.
Same thing that women don't want to be forced to do. They
Yeah.
constantly are the main ones who's telling you how gender is a construct and all of this stuff is construct, but they're the ones that are mainly enforcing these constructs and these roles onto society.
You're my homeboy, but you're still a man.
Yeah, see, nah, because I've dealt with that a few times, right? And it puts you in an awkward position. And I'm having to deal with it yet again. Because it puts you in an awkward position. If you are a young lady that I'm trying to date, that I'm trying to get to know, then absolutely, girl, I got you. But if you just a friend, what you mean? Yeah, we paying for our own meals, right? I mean, now, I do think some of the things that she said is just courteous, right? Not an expectation, but it's courteous. It is courteous for a man to pump your gas if he's in the car with you. It's courteous for him to walk on the outside of the sidewalk, you know, just for the sake of protection. But he doesn't have to do that. It is courtesy. Hey, friend. But it is definitely courtesy. He doesn't have to, but it's courteous. If I'm in a relationship or if I'm trying to date you, then yes, of course I'm supposed to pay and to take you out and to protect you, be your bodyguard. But girl, we just friends. What you talking about? You know? And I think that's why it's good to establish clear boundaries. But I think us guys, we got to do better, right? We got to do better of establishing the boundaries, because what I've recognized is that some, not all, some women will see how much they can get from you. And whether it's right or wrong, that's another conversation for another day. What is the topic? You just got here. So this current topic is, should men have to do boyfriend things if you're just friends with the girl? I think it's ridiculous of a conversation, because of course not. But again, there are some women who they really think, well, not even think, they actually do navigate to see what they can get from men. Some do it intentionally. Others do it unintentionally, right? To give the benefit of the doubt, right? Don't be calling me up to help you move something and we don't even kick it like that, right? Don't be calling me to take you to the airport at 6 a.m. and oh my God. These are real experiences I've had. But anyway, I think that men should just set boundaries for themselves. Let's look at the comment section real quick. So this guy said, so by her logic, a homeboy comes with duties. See? Sidewalk protector, gas pumper, designated door holder. Now, I think that those are courteous things, right? I think that's fine. Those are some things that are courteous. And then he says, where does it stop? Fellas, are these friendship standards fair or too much? So by her logic, homegirl is expected to cook, to clean. Yeah. Listen, you come over, I got a kitchen, I got some pots and pans, I got some groceries you can cook up, you know. But no, I think you have to establish some clear boundaries. And you can't be afraid to be confrontational. That has been something I've seen a lot of people struggle with. They don't want to have a confrontation. And it doesn't have to be really confrontational. It's just a conflict that y'all need a solution to, right? So you need to talk about it. Most people are not willing to talk at all. Oh my gosh, so many friendships, so many connections that have fallen out because of misunderstandings and people don't want to talk. You said, I feel like they should pump the gas and hold the door, but like shouldn't open the car door. That's interesting. So pump the gas, hold a restaurant door or the building door, but not the car door. Okay. See, this is where we're talking about. You got to set the individual standards. Because one of the things I am irritated with our current generation, especially as someone who is a content creator, we will go online to talk about these things before we talk about it to the people that we need to actually talk it to. Oh, it's like, yeah, oh my God. I was with this guy. He went and opened the door for me. And she ain't giving no context. She ain't saying nothing. She done friend zoned the dude. He done hit her up probably about 20 times just to hang out with her. She ain't even feeling him, but she got all these expectations. Now, I know women, you feel like the car door is kind of inappropriate. I can see that. Now, here's the thing. I feel like women are getting their lick back. I feel like women are like, men have been using us for years, so we gonna use them now. They've been using us for sex and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you know what, ladies, I get it. I really do. Right? Some of us guys, even guys who try to be morally standing, sometimes we fall short. But googly moo. I gotta feel bad because I'm like, I thought we was coming to Chili's to split the tab, not cause I thought we were. I didn't realize I'm your boyfriend now, and I don't get benefits. Cause you know what I'm talking. You know the benefit that I don't get benefits, but I gotta pick. I'm sweating because that's stressful. And that's temptation, bro. That's temptation. And I feel like we need to talk about it more on what it actually is called. Can I say what some of that behavior is actually called? Men and women. It doesn't matter if a woman doing it or a man doing it. It's called prostitution. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? Some of this behavior is honestly prostitution-like. Because there is supposed to be an intimacy, guys. There's supposed to be an intimacy when it comes to doing some of these things. The intimacy does not have to just be romantic. The intimacy can be a friendship. But how can I feel intimate with you as a friend if it feels like you're just using me, right? If it feels like, oh, I'm just using you for a free meal. I'm just using you for a booty call. How is this intimate as a friend or romantic? Yeah, I wouldn't want my homeboy paying for stuff. Yes, exactly. That's where I grew up. My parents' generation, I guess Gen X, was a generation that was like, yeah, if he's paying for, if he's gonna expect stuff. And so they had a standard on that you didn't let men do certain things because he would expect certain things. And you only do those certain things when you're ready to do the things. But nowadays, it's the wild, wild west out here. Everybody do whatever they want. Everybody's able to do and be. And I'm like, listen, man. Listen. There are rules for a reason. I said this earlier. There are rules for a reason. Okay? So I should not be getting that intimate with you unless we are dating. But, everybody is different. Everybody's different. Let's look at another comment. This lady said, I have male friends that will hold the door, pump the gas, even pay for lunch. But I'm going to hold the door for them if they are carrying multiple bags. I'm going to stand outside with them while they're pumping the gas. I'm going to pop up with food and buy them random things that they like. It's a 50-50 friendship. Yes. My homie would help me fix my car, watch me babysit his kids, and auntie, da-da-da. I'ma meet up with his girl. Okay. She said, I'm going to meet up with his girl because I picked up a dress I thought would. Now, see, that's where we start getting into, is it okay for you to have female friends or friends of the opposite sex while you're in a relationship? But everything else that she said, I agree. It is supposed to, I was raised that friendships and connections should be, you do this, I do that. I do this, you do that. And we're going back and forth on how we can support and be there for each other. So do I feel like if I take a girl on a date, not a friend, then she owes? No. I think it's not about that you owe me punani, right? You don't owe me sex. But you should understand that is where eventually we're going to get to. So if we're not being so rigid after a few dates, then that is supposed to be in the conversation, right? We should talk about it because we are grown adults. And I feel like if we're being a little rigid, right, we're going to wait till we're in a full-fledged relationship before we do anything. We should be communicating it, right? Men shouldn't expect anything that they're not communicating, but neither should women. Too many of these things fall to the wayside because we're not talking to each other, guys. It's be honest with her. Hey, listen, I think you're nice. You have a lovely personality. I just don't want to be in a relationship right now. If you want to be that honest with her and say, not with you, Jay, do your thing. But I don't want to be in a relationship right now, but I would love to get to know you. And you will be surprised how sometimes it just naturally flows and vibes to a certain way. But I think us guys, we can just be horny. I think that's really what it is. A lot of times us guys, we're just horny. And we forget that women are not the same type of horny that we are. Women like to dance. Da, 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 da. And maybe if you dance a little bit. But yeah. I just found that to be interesting because a lot of women, I don't hear that many women talking about it. So it's kind of a good thing, but I have been in some relationships, some female friendships that you realize they will take what you give, right? They may not expect, but they are picking who they're going to hang out with based upon what they can get. And guys do the same thing, ladies. Guys be figuring out, you know what, Rebecca probably going to let me get some tonight, so I'm going to hang out with her tonight. Susan, she a little stingy, you know. Guys be doing the same thing. So I think a lot of it just goes to maturity and actually talking about these things, actually having the right conversation. We got 2 more minutes on this topic. Let me see another comment. This guy said, honestly, I don't look at it as homeboy duties. I look at it as these things. I look at doing these things because I am a gentleman and I was raised that way. I kind of agree. I'm a gentleman. I was raised to be a gentleman. There are certain things I was raised to do, you know, to be a gentleman. But when you see that people take advantage of that, what do? Right? Too many people, they take advantage of your niceness. You know, as they always say, the nice guys finish last. Yeah. I mean, you could be nice, but you don't have to let people walk over you. What this dude said. Gotta ask homegirls what they bring to the table. So hey, as a male friend, I bring my chivalry. I bring all this. What do you bring to the table? You know, some women be like, you get to hang around with a bad bee. You get to hang around me. I'm like, you know what? That's not too bad. But I get to hang around you. That's it, though. I'm the one that's putting out money. I'm just saying. But yeah. All right, let's do just a few more comments before we wrap up. So I guess you're gonna be single without friends, maybe. She begging for handouts, and I didn't have an active father. Oh, she didn't have an active father in her life. So venting out of desperation and attention. Maybe. Who raised y'all? Nothing she said is wrong. She might not be your woman, but she's still a woman. I was raised to be a good man, but just not a good man to everybody, you know? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So that was it for that segment. Our next segment, about to hop into the studio. So there's a song that I've been working on. Let me flip it. Well, I guess I'll keep it right here for right now. There's a song I was working on. It's called Miami. And so I kind of made it. I went to Miami for the first time for my birthday last year in June. And it was cool. It was cool. I had a good time. I wish I spent more time in the city because it was for a cruise. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Not working. All right, there we go. So I wish I spent more time in Miami because I went for a cruise. But I want to go back. Hopefully this year I'll be going back for my birthday. But I did this song after I got back from Miami. I should have already had it pulled up. That's my bad, y'all. That's my bad. All right, here it is. Do 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 do. So I use FL Studio. For those of y'all who don't know what that is a DAW. It is a software in which you can make music on. Let me see where I can put y'all at. Where I put y'all. I didn't think about this. All right, just put y'all right here. Boom. All right, so let's see. Is this the right one? Nope, wrong file. See, this is the thing about doing live. All right. Let's let it load up. So yeah, this song is supposed to be a Miami movie type. Let's play it first.
I done fell in love with Miami. They know how to show me love in Miami. Have you ever been to a club in Miami? Cause they know how to turn it up in Miami. I done fell in love with Miami. They gon' always show me love in Miami. I'ma have to go ahead and move to Miami. Cause they know how to turn it up in Miami. I went to Miami just about a week ago. It blew my mind when I saw all the people. But the scenery was the first thing that caught my eye. All the palm trees and the buildings that fill the sky. See, I'm just a country boy from the south. I ain't never knew what Miami's all about. All I knew was Atlanta and was Columbia. Now I know a girl in Miami from Columbia. She went left foot, right foot. We already started off on the right foot. She is teaching me how to salsa, but I'm hypnotized cause her hips swing so good. I ain't never seen so many different women before. In the same city, all teams franking duos. But honestly, I prefer them Haitian, cause the darker the better is exactly what I'm looking for. I done fell in love with Miami. They know how to show me love in Miami. Have you ever been to a club in Miami? Cause they know how to turn it up in Miami. I done fell in love with Miami. They gon' always show me love in Miami. I'ma have to go ahead and move to Miami. Cause they know how to turn it up in Miami. It's a different type of heat in Miami. If you ain't got a yacht, you can't speak to Miami. This a type of heat that make you weak in Miami. 100K will only last a week in Miami. Gotta have gallons, gotta have millions. If you wanna holla at one of my Miami shooters, this is Atlanta ballers, super drug dealing. $100 will really get you in the building. But that never stops me from having fun. I'ma get lit with it, drinks in the sun. One day I'll get a penthouse in Miami Beach, but today I got my guns out from Miami Beach. Catch me outside on the streets of Ocean Drive. In the slingshot, they call me David cause I'm right. With the roof off, looking for my future bride. Cause the rooftop is where she caught my eye. I done fell in love with Miami. They know how to show me love in Miami. Have you ever been to a club in Miami? Cause they know how to turn it up in Miami. I done fell in love with Miami. They They gon' always show me love in Miami. I might have to go ahead and move to Miami, cause they know how to turn it up in Miami. I done fell in love with Miami. They know how to show me love in Miami. Have you ever been to a club in Miami? Cause they know how to turn it up in Miami. I done fell in love with Miami. They gon' always show me love in Miami. I might have to go ahead and move to Miami, cause they know how to turn it up in Miami.
Oh, y'all couldn't hear me. Dang, that's crazy. All right, so this song, I initially started off with this sample. I got this sample probably about 5 years ago now. So then I made a beat to it. Then, probably about 5 years ago. Then I scrapped it, came back, used the same sample, and I did this beat. So we first have the drums. So we got some percussions. Then we got to get the bass. Then we got the clap. Yep. So when I do this, my process, I'm gonna make a beat next time, but my process is always a little different. Sometimes I go in having an idea and I look for samples, or I may play. I don't know how to fully play the keys, but sometimes I'll play around on the keys until I come up with that, bring that idea to life. Other times I'm just going and I'm listening to different samples and seeing, okay, what stands out, what I like, what I feel like I can flip. And so then I'm also listening to what other samples I can add to it. And so that's then when we get into some of these other elements. Now, what do I have right here? I don't know if y'all can hear that. So it goes. So that right there is a hi-hat roll. Then we have some more percussion. And so I got about 4 layers of percussions here, right? Because it's supposed to be a salsa, Miami, feel good type of sound, type of. Making sure nobody's in the chat. Type of song. And then I got some kicks right here. I didn't fell in love with Miami. And then I think that's about it for the main. Okay, then in this second part, right? We have. I didn't fell in love with Miami. They gon' always show me love in my. We got some horns. Went to Miami and that's pretty much the beat, right? Some beats are pretty simple, and throughout the rest of the song, it's using all of those elements, taking away, adding some, like in this part of it. Left foot, right foot, we already started. I added a different set of percussions, right? So it's the little things that adds or takes the song away. Left foot, right foot. So then, after I have the beat, That's then once I start working on the chorus. So typically my process is that I do the chorus first. All right. So typically my process is that I do the chorus first. Typically my process is that I do the chorus first, and then I go from there. Now, we're going to tap back into this next Friday, next episode. So I'll be doing this show Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So as we come to a close, we're at our last 10 seconds. I appreciate y'all. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. If you are on TikTok, head over to Twitch and YouTube. I'll see y'all later.